everyone, and welcome to my podcast Raw in Wonderland. I'm so happy you're here with me today. Today's topic is something we all need in our fast changing world: the ability to rethink and stay mentally flexible. We'll explore how two companies, Apple and BlackBerry, took completely different approaches to change and how this shaped their destinies. We'll also learn how to avoid falling into common mental traps and instead think like a scientist. So, grab your coffees, preferably a double espresso for me, and let's dive in. Let's start with a story about Apple. In 2004, a small group of engineers and marketers at Apple proposed a bold idea to Steve Jobs: turning the iPod into a phone. Jobs' first reaction was like, "I've never heard something so stupid in my life." Why did he react this way? Jobs was worried that adding a phone feature would hurt iPod sales. He also feared that Apple would lose its identity as a computer company and turn into just another phone company. But the team didn't give up. Instead, they reassured Jobs that their goal wasn't to transform Apple into a phone company. They would remain a computer company, only adding a phone feature to an existing product. Jobs started to rethink the idea. And the result? The iPhone, which became Apple's most successful product, accounting for more than half of its today. Now, let's look at BlackBerry. When Apple launched the iPhone, BlackBerry CEO Mike Lazaridis was confident that his company's iconic product would survive. He dismissed the idea of touchscreen phones, saying they could never replace BlackBerry's physical keyboard. He rejected every suggestion from his team to adapt, and while smartphones with touchscreens took over the world, BlackBerry slowly disappeared into history. So, what shaped the destiny of these two companies? The answer is mental flexibility, the ability to rethink, unlearn, and adapt. When we think about mental strength, we often associate it with intelligence. But in a rapidly changing world, there is something even more important: the ability to forget what we know and rethink our beliefs. Psychologists call this process rethinking or cognitive flexibility. But why do we resist change? According to Philip Tatlock, a psychology professor, when we think and speak, we often shift between three mindsets. First one is preachers. We become preachers when our core beliefs are threatened. We deliver sermons to defend our sacred ideas. 2. Prosecutors. We act like prosecutors when we find flaws in someone else's thinking. We try to prove them wrong. And the third one is politicians. We become politicians when we try to win people's approval, adjusting our opinions to please them. Organizational psychologist Adam Grant suggests we avoid these mental traps by adopting a fourth mindset, which is thinking like a scientist. When we think like scientists, we don't see our ideas as ideologies. We start with questions, not answers. We remain open-minded and curious. For a scientist, changing an opinion isn't a weakness. It's a sign of intellectual honesty. And here are 5 practical steps to help you think like a scientist and stay mentally flexible. First one, confident humility. Confidence isn't about knowing everything. It's about recognizing what you don't know. When we acknowledge our knowledge gaps, we prepare our minds to welcome new ideas. 2. Be multidisciplinary. Explore different fields like music, literature, biology, philosophy, architecture, because the more diverse your interests, the easier it becomes to approach new ideas with an open mind. Start by reading books from different genres or having conversations with experts in various fields. 3. Expand your social circle. We tend to surround ourselves with people who are similar to us, but Meeting people with different perspectives broadens our thinking. Everyone we meet has something to teach us if we are open to learning. 4. Detach your ideas from your identity. When we see our ideas as a part of our identity, we resist rethinking them. Remember, your ideas can change. Your core values remain. This distinction helps us evolve and recreate ourselves every day. 5. Use humor. Being able to laugh at yourself, especially your mistakes, makes you more flexible. When we don't take ourselves too seriously, we're more willing to rethink and adapt. Mental flexibility is a superpower in today's world. The ability to rethink, unlearn, and stay curious can shape your future, just as it did for Apple and BlackBerry. So, let's all practice thinking like scientists. Let's start with questions, not answers. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and rethink your world. Bye, guys!